Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper, and this is another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and another in our series of I Built Them So You Don't Have To. Well, we've done a couple of really good champions on this channel, which I already knew were good, but wanted to feature anyway, or that you asked me to feature via Twitch. So it is time to go the other direction with one of those champions that is largely thought of as one of the worst champions in the game. Before we get into it, just a friendly reminder, please like and subscribe. It does help me out immensely. It allows me to continue to do this content, which does get a little bit expensive to do when you're building all these new champions, especially ones that you don't really need to build. So I absolutely appreciate all of your assistance, helping out by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification button so that we can get more views and more subs, and which means more content for you guys. So with that said, my begging over, let's talk about Canoness. Blinding Assault. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% bookable to 100% chance of placing a 50% decreased accuracy debuff and a leech debuff on the target for 2 turns. This attack is always critical. Stalwart Guardian. Places a 50% ally protection buff and a 60% increased defense buff on the target for 2 turns. Also places a 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 1 turn. Lead the Charge. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% increased attack buff on a random ally for 2 turns. I originally just brought her in here to kind of show her damages on Ice Golem 24, just to give you an idea of the sort of skill set she has. I decided to let it play through. Obviously, 6 minutes and 58 seconds, not what everyone's looking for. Gave you a good idea of what she can and can't do. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess she sort of helped us win, as ironically as that is. But there she is, Canoness. You know, extrapolate that to whatever dungeon you want. Definitely there are pieces of her toolkit that are good, but we'll talk more about that in the wrap up in the final thoughts. But there she was in Ice Golem talking about hers. Let's talk about the gear that I have on her. We're also going to take her to the arena, see if we can't have a little fun in the arena with her, use her in some sort of way. So those of you who are maybe lower level and pull the Canoness, maybe we can get something going. I haven't predetermined this, so this will be as news to me as it is for you. So let's first take a look at her gear and how we geared her out and how we mastered her. Here is my geared out Canoness, and as you can see, I built her out for damage. She is a very similar to Mistress of Hymns, that even though she is a support, in this case a defense character, she's got support-like attributes, she does hit very hard, and the only way you're going to get any morsel of value out of her is to allow her to hit. Her A2 is a extremely hard-hitting single target that also includes a leech and a decreased accuracy, which, as you can see here, we actually don't have a lot of accuracy. We put her in a Sacred Order, a Sacred Order, of course we did, a defense banner rather than an accuracy banner, just to try to eke out as much damage as possible. Her modifier is based on damage, so total stats, you can see 36,000 health, 4,500 defense, 183 speed. Now, the new way that I do these videos, I no longer talk about their stats, but this is something that needs to be said. This is probably the biggest crux, well, not the biggest, but one of the big crux. 89 speed is abhorrent. There's no epic in the game that should be that slow without having something to compensate. This champion's just slow for the sake of being slow. Defense is a good starting point. HP is a little bit... I'm not a big fan of that low of HP anytime you have an ally protect. But we'll talk more about the kit and my thoughts on the final one. So here we are with Savage and crit damage gear. Masteries, decided again, try to get that damage. Didn't go down the support because at the end of the day, it's more important to get her defense up and get her landings as much as possible, mitigating some defense. Right, she's putting an ally protect up, so if she can get the reduced damage on herself, very good for the Ice Golem. I hate to say very good for the Ice Golem, but that talent is good for champions used in this way for the Ice Golem. And then damage, we just went down a typical, for me, damage. Anytime you're fighting bosses, you want this, and then we like having the first hit with max HP, the whole 9 yards, and we went to Helm Smasher. This is the closest I would actually recommend building her, to be honest. If you want to get more out of her support-wise for her A2, then you can go down the support. But you saw how much damage she can do on that A2. When I was doing level 20 tests, she was actually hitting for about 140,000 on a single target. That's one of the higher single target champion damages out of nowhere. She's definitely not in the upper echelon, which is unfortunate. She's not at the same level as, you know, Phoenix's A1 hits more, or hits less, but because it's got the block revive as well, it's close. You know, Hexia hits way better. You know, those sort of champions, and they have better kits, but she can hit. I guess at the end of the day, the point is that she can hit relatively hard, and that's with, you know, I put her to 4,500 defense. You could go even further. I wanted to get her into Savage gear to maximize the throughput, but you could, you know, say, oh, we're not going to do that. We're just going to put her in as much defense as you can, get her to 6k, 5k, and she'd probably hit even better. But there she is. I'm trying to save my comments to the end. Okay, you saw the previous build, but just for shits and giggles, just for the funsies, we've built out our speed tuned Canoness. This is going to be our budget Necrit, which I fully expect won't work very well for us, but nonetheless, we're going to give it a try here. I don't know. So we put my gear from my Blind Seer, and we managed to pull up 294 speed, which is not great, but it's what we got. So we're gonna go into battle here. We're gonna go into the arena, and we're gonna try this out just for the memes, just for the giggles, just for the funsies, like I said. And then, oh, I wish, yeah, something like this. Oh, that's going to go first. I can't. Well, we'll try this. This is not going to end well for me. But I want to see what... I want it to be a true go second team for me. So, we'll have to jerry-rig this to make a true go second team. How about this? Even... Right, and we want her to ally protect as soon as possible. If she lives through this. And then let's go. Let's try. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what happens. I don't even know. Okay, so we got shields up. They do all their shingadingy. Boom, boom. No, she can't even live. She can't even survive. Let's try that again. Who was it? That was this one. So died. Let's go with double shield. Who else do I have in shields? I guess Molly. There we go. Okay, we're gonna get this to work. Double shields. Well, they lived. Okay, what did she do? All right, that perfect. Absolutely didn't want you to put it on anyone else. Like, what was the point of that? I don't even understand the point of her right now. Did she even do anything functionally for us? Hey, there we go. That's good. And she'll have to attack. Can't stun. Just getting the defense there. Okay, that's fine. Didn't get my ring to proc. Would have been nice if we would have had a damage there. Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good. Good. Not good. Oh, my sweet God. I fucking hate this guy. I gotta take his veil out. Like, if he's a ghost second team, he's gonna get it by his passive. So I guess the good news is we won. But I don't think she did anything. Like, I sped her up so fast, and just so she could ally protect Krisk. Which, I mean, worked out. We got the weak hit so that my Candrafon survived, which is good, but I don't know, like... still not fast enough. Like, maybe, okay. Maybe we have to go first and then get killed? I don't know. Like, I don't know how else to... And the strip, like, if there's a strip, that's no good. So on defense, they're just going to bring the strip in anyway, but... Okay, so here's a team... that I'll probably be faster than. Let's see what she does here. I don't even... This is just filler. This is just to make sure I can get a 20-minute video, you know. Boom. So that's who you wanted on, right? Is on him, but of course we were never in danger of this team. I just think there's... But she still hits hard, though. 42k unbuffed. She hits hard. Like, there's something there if they improve her toolkit. There you go, her in the arena. I don't know how else to try to showcase her in the arena. She's just great, hits hard, has a kit that could be useful, but isn't. So, there you go. Final thoughts, I guess. My final thoughts on Canoness are of utter and complete disappointment, to be perfectly honest with you. When we used her, we could not find a suitable use for her. She looks cool. I love the shield. It's ornate. It looks realistic. It's not overly done. This looks like a shield that would be in a holy war somewhere with the Sacred Order. She's using a mace-style weapon. A little bit of history for you. The reason why clerics and priests used maces in battle is because they had a vow to not intentionally shed blood, and a edged weapon would undoubtedly, every time you swung it and connected, would draw blood. So they weren't able to do that. The way to get around it is they used blunt objects such as hammers and maces in order to give damage without intentionally drawing blood. Was the whole thought. You could take a mace, you could hammer on someone's helmet, would probably kill them or at least knock them out or at least hurt them without intentionally drawing blood. So you're kind of splitting your own hairs just so that you could go to battle with your local lord, earl, whatever. So a little bit of something there. So Other than the fact that this is a completely unrealistic style of clerical weapon, because that definitely has blades on it. I do like the fact that they're going to a mace style for this group. But that's all the good thing I can say about it, is I like the look. A little plain on the face, older model. They should I really wish they would tell the art team to go and update some of these first generation models just to give them more shading, HDR, kind of a better, more lifelike facial features, because there's definitely a lot of them that they could do that with. But that's, yeah. And she does have an ally in faction camps by 20%. But when Deacon was added, he's got 19% all battles, which makes this even less of a cool thing. But it is something, if you don't have Deacon, that you can use. But that's where it stops. This is single target. It's a great ability, but it's single target, which makes it very, very kind of useless. This single target, actually really good. This is her saving grace, is that this hits really hard on a 3-turn cooldown. So very good for boss fights, sustained fights, where that decreased accuracy can help you survive and the leech can help you heal back up. So I'm not disappointed with this ability, but it's too little too late on an overall kit that's kind of underwhelming. This is ridiculous. To have a random ally receive an increased attack is... please don't. Please just don't. Don't. If it was a passive, something passive that happened all the time, sure. So let's rework this champion. What would I would do? The easiest and simplest fix is give her 95 speed instead of 89. 89 is ridiculous. Give her 95 speed and make this an AoE. That's a simple fix. But let's have a little fun. Let's make this champion something a little unique and cool. Make this don't even make this an AoE. You can make this an AoE. And then you've got an AoE attacking defense-based champion that can do some real good damage and is putting some now usable meta buffs for Doom Tower, that sort of thing. That decreased accuracy is actually a really strong debuff in today's meta, but because it's single target and because she's so slow, not so good. But you make it AoE, you make her faster, and suddenly this could be something that someone could find a niche use for. An alternate one, which I would find really cool, so keep this as a single target, make this an AoE. Instead of having this increased attack on a random ally as part of her A1, which is stupid, make it a passive that every time an ally under ally protect gets hit, it puts a random attack on a champion. So that is something different, right? Something a little cooler. Other than that, just drop it. Get rid of it. Have her do extra damage. Maybe have it do turn meter manipulation. Either turn meter boost on an ally, or turn meter decrease on an enemy, or on your target, or something better. Just something different on this. Doesn't do anything for me. So at the end of the day, the easiest way, again, like I said, make her faster, and then give this ally protect as an AoE. And as an AoE on a 2-turn cooldown, I think she would be very usable. I think people would take a look at her and consider using her in battles. This is more frustrating than Woad Painted, to be perfectly honest with you, because if either of these were an AoE skill, I would probably be recommending using her in certain areas if you don't have other options, especially Faction Wars. But because neither of them are an AoE, it really doesn't do much for me, especially when you could, you can say, hey, let's use her as a budget Necrit. Well, you can't make her fast enough because she's so low starting speed that she's starting from a deficit of such ridiculous proportions that she'd need to be Arbiter level gear just to be fast enough to put that ally protect up on your typical your attack champion or your leader or whatever, and it would kind of defeat its purpose. But it's unfortunate to me because I think that there's more champions like this that could be good. They have good intended thoughts that just aren't good in this game. So that's my thoughts. AoE, and then the other shit would be kind of cool. I think she would be extremely usable if both of these were AoE. In fact, she might be a little overpowered if they're both AoE. But I just make them A3 AoE on a 2-turn cooldown. It would be one of the best ally protects in the game. And then I think she might be usable, right? She might actually have some use in this game, which is, shocker, all we want from our epic champions. Those are my thoughts. I am sorry to have to do this, but based on this kit, she's definitely hitting the top 5. And when I do the next top 5 videos in 48 more videos, Canoness might be top 3 anyway, worst champions that I've ever built in this game. She might get a little bit props just because she does so much damage, relatively speaking, on that A2. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Do you think she's even worse than I think? I mean, is that possible? She's not very good. She's not very usable. Keep her in the vault. But your thoughts, leave me in the comments down below. Of course, as always, please be kind, be safe, and most of all, we'll see you in the next video.